What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going over mobile hunting setups. Behind me you can see we got all different kinds of sets, but before we start this, just wanted to say people have been killing big deer without expensive tree stands for a long time, so don't feel like you need any of these to get into hunting or to be hunting, but this is what we run and what we like to run. So we thought it'd be good to go over each of our setups. We got a variety of stands and sticks behind me. We'll be able to talk about, how much do they weigh, the packability, the benefits of a saddle versus stand or a stand versus saddle. So we want to get into that, and then after this I'm going to introduce you to a new member of the team, Michael Lukonen, and he's down here. He just moved down here from Michigan, and he literally moved here just to be deer hunting in multiple states and be able to go after big bucks. So we're happy to have Michael part of the team, and he's going to go through his experience with his setup. But to start, behind me we got an XOP Vanish, a Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0, a Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5, another 0.5. We got the Muddy climbing sticks. We got the Lone Wolf Custom Gear double sticks, the Tethrd One Sticks. We got the Tethrd Phantom saddle and the Predator platform. We got the original Lone Wolf climbing sticks as well. So we're going to run through the weights of them, the benefits of each, the negatives of each, and hopefully help you make a decision on if you've been looking to a mobile setup is something you like or don't like. So stay tuned. All right guys, so I'm going to start just kind of going over my mobile setup that I've used now. This will be my third season with it. Like Corey said, you don't need this kind of stuff to kill, big deer or deer in general. Just a couple years ago, I was using my dad's old Summit Climber, walking around hills on public land. Started seeing videos online, like the hunting public, going to mobile setups and lightweight stands. So I kind of did some research, and I went with the XOP Vanish stand. I've had this, like I said, for 3 years now. I've killed some deer out of it. There's things I like about this stand. There's things obviously I don't like about this stand. So for starters, if you want a hang and hunt setup that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, I bought this stand for about 170 bucks. That's one thing that is nice about this setup, is it's not very expensive. But with that, some things that I'm just going to start off that I don't like. It's pretty bulky. You're going to see that this stand does weigh quite a bit. The stand overall is pretty comfortable. This is the seat that came with the stand. I haven't done all day sits in this, but half day sits where I'm sitting every bit of 6 to 7 hours, I've been comfortable. They do sell a bigger cushion as well, so if you want to go with that option, you can. If you're going to do all day sits, give you something a little bit more cushion. I also decided, when hanging my stand, I went with what they have, the offset bracket. That is a 3-point system that you can hang onto the tree, and you can sit your stand right down into it. So there's no sitting up there fumbling around trying to get your straps around. You can just literally set this thing right down in the bracket, and your stand is secure, which is nice. Stand is running about, with sticks included, is about 25 pounds, which is pretty heavy, when you're talking about mobile setups compared to like the 0.5 or the 1.0. So you got to kind of take that in consideration. So one thing about these stands, and the Lone Wolf stands have them as well, you don't always have to sit in a perfect tree, whereas I'm going to go out in a Summit Climber, I can't be going up in any crooked style trees or anything that's kind of offset. So the nice thing about it, we have down here these little knobs they unscrew, and you can actually adjust your platform up and down to kind of adjust whatever style tree you're going to be sitting in. These are the sticks that I'm running with this setup. These are the Lone Wolf, just original climbing sticks. I went with these because, one, they sold them in a 4-pack, which I thought was nice, and two, they're pretty long, so I can get as high up in the trees as I really want to. What I decided to do as well, I bought stick talons. They cost about 50 bucks online if you Google it. They are very nice. My sticks fit right down into it like they should. The only problem that I've had is the rope system. When you go around to attach to your sticks on top, this rope gets stretched out. So your sticks kind of get to wobbling around towards the end of the season once you've been using it so much and, you know, taking sticks out of the stand off and on, off and on. I am going to be doing a couple things different as far as how I set this stand up. In the past, I've really taken the time and gone stick by stick, done multiple trips up and down the tree. The nice thing about these stick talons is I can keep some sticks on my back and climb up the stand in one go and just pull sticks off my back and hang them up. So that's going to be something I'm looking forward to this year. You're going to see videos on that when we do how we hang our hang-on setups. But I'm looking forward to this season and see what happens. 10.6. What were your sticks that you had?
These are the Lone Wolf custom gear. Don't worry about it.
You should want me to spend money, which I can appreciate. All right. Tree stand. 13.6. So about 23 pounds total. 24, somewhere in there. So it's a little heavy, but it gets the job done. All right, guys, so that's gonna be a wrap up with my setup. You can find this stand just about anywhere. XOP's website or any outdoor retailer pretty much sells it. So if you're looking into it, take a look at XOP and we'll move on to the next stand.
Hi guys, my name is Michael Lukanen. I'm new to this show here. I'm originally from Michigan. I moved down to Kentucky in 2018. I'm originally from mid-Michigan, grew up bow hunting with my brother and my dad. And as you know, in Michigan, there's not a whole lot of good deer out there to chase. So when I graduated high school, I knew I wanted to chase some good deer around public land. So I decided that Kentucky, it would give me one of the earliest seasons to start, and Ohio would give me the late season to end. So it would optimize my season to give me the most opportunity to kill good deer in multiple states. So that's why I ended up down here. It's been pretty great so far, and I really love the public down here, so it's been pretty good. When I first started out, I started out with the Lone Wolf Alpha 2. My brother actually turned me on to mobile hunting. He was a part of the Hunting Beast forum when it first started, and he started learning about Dannenfeld's tactics and everything, and hunting mobile with a lone wolf, and he started killing some big deer out of it instead of hunting out of our permanent setups. And he's just as passionate as I am about it, and he turned me on to more opportunities by getting mobile and changing your setups around to try chasing these deer. So I ended up getting the Alpha 2, and I've been hunting that for the past 6 or 7 years. And then I heard about the Lone Wolf custom gear coming out just to try cutting some weight and get a little bit more mainstream. And so now I'm running the .5, and I have the double steps from Lone Wolf custom gear. I really like this setup a lot. It seems to fit like my back more, so while I'm like walking through the woods or so, when I had the Alpha 2, I noticed that since it was sticking out like on my sides, when I would walk through some like thick brush or anything with some good cover on there, it would get tangled up, and it just really irritated me a lot. So with this one, it seems like to be inside my shoulders a little bit, and it doesn't wear me down a whole lot compared to a little bit heavier of a setup. With a little bit heavier stand and you're hanging there trying to put the stand up on the tree and reach around at the same time, It seems to add a little bit more time when you have a bigger setup, if the platform was to fall or just trying to balance it on the tree while you strap it. I noticed that it took me a lot longer to hang this than it did the 0.5, just because the ease of not having something so heavy in your hand while you're strapping it to the tree seemed to be a little bit more, I guess, economical for me, and provided me, like, saved me a lot of time with hanging my setup and being a little bit more quiet, because I can have a little bit more controlled movements on it. So that's what I really like about this. The past couple years, I started using a saddle as well. I used to have the Mantis and the Phantom. I've used all of them as they came out, just to test them out and see how they went, and I really like those. But this past year I went with the Tactisaddle. I heard good things about that from some buddies, and I seem to like how, if you notice that there's not the webbing on here, and it's these straps instead, so you can distribute your weight on how it fits your the back of your legs and the hip pinch. So when you are like sinking down in the tree to try like raising or lowering, I noticed before I'd get a lot of hip pinch, or it would ride up on me when I was trying to get my set. This, I can kind of manipulate where the straps are on my body, so it's a little bit more comfortable for me, and it fits me a little bit better, so I can sit a little bit longer. So what I do is I put the saddle on, and I use this instead of a saddle platform. Since it's so light, I am able to sit in the saddle reversible. I like to do that while I'm self-filming, just because, like, so the tree is facing me. If I'm in the saddle, I can have my camera on this side and the bow on this side, instead of sitting in the tree stand where I'm messing with this, and trying to shoot to the right side has been a little bit difficult in the past. So that's kind of how I run my setup. So like, if I ever get tired or anything in the saddle, or it's starting to get uncomfortable, I can turn around and sit in my stand. But also it's going to make me a little bit more versatile when it comes to shooting 360 degrees or set up for anything specific, so I can use it as a saddle or a stand. But other than like the weight and the size of the 0.5, I really do like it. I would say one of the only downsides of the things that I noticed from it is just the seat. It seems like the seat is so small and towards the tree that it's a little bit more difficult for me to get a straight on shot. So if the deer was directly 90 degrees in front of you, I noticed I had a little bit trouble with that. But since I do the hybrid system with a saddle and the stand, I've kind of been able to manipulate a little bit by offsetting the stand to where I think the deer would be. I never set it up so it's a directly on shot. I just kind of angle it on like maybe like a 25 degree little off, so I can still swing the most shot opportunity as possible. So it's not a huge downfall because you can get around it. So it's not anything I would use against it at all. Other than that, I hear they're making a bigger cushion for the seat, so the comfortability, it seems to be fixed. The more foam you have, obviously it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. But honestly, for the size of it, and the packability is amazing. The sticks on the double sticks, they don't go over the shoulders, or they don't stick out at all. So it's really mainstream. It packs really nice. It's super light, and yeah, it just seems to be a really solid system overall. I love the bigger one. It's a little bit more comfortable for all day sits, and it's just where I started out. So I slowly transformed into this, and I couldn't be happier with it. I'm probably going to end up getting another saddle platform just to have like a all-around inventory on what I'm going to end up using for the situation. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the setup I have, and I can't complain about it. Honestly, it's pretty solid all around.
It's really not too much wider than your hips.
Mm-hmm. Which is so flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, the thing I like about it the most is just the fact that it's inside my frame. And the only thing that really gets caught is my third hand archery bow hanger. So like when I'm walking through the woods, like if I'm have like branches or something in the way, it'll get caught in here. But the stand itself, I have no issues over my head, like bending down. It sticks with me pretty good. I don't have a whole lot of issues with it catching on anything. And honestly, that's like the biggest upside to it. You'll notice with this, it'll stick out a little bit. So bigger frame guys won't have an issue, but with me, like when I'm crawling through stuff, tends to get caught up on things, and I don't have any issues at all with this. It fits on my back pretty good, and just a nice solid frame. Alright, this is the Alpha 2 from Lone Wolf, the original Lone Wolf company. This is what I started out with. Usually I'd run 4 sticks, but I'm only having 3 now. You can see what I was talking about it sitting outside my frame. So like when I'm crawling in on stuff, this would get caught on some branches. Same with these, but if you're looking to get into it, this is nice and comfortable. I mean, you can get them fairly cheap now. They're a little bit older, but I mean, this does the job no problem. All right, so we're gonna weigh the Alpha 2 first. I'm not sure what it says. 21.
21?
Yep, 21 pounds for this setup.
It's the Alpha 2 with 3 Lone Wolves?
Yep, just 3 sticks. No other gear added. Just the Alpha 2 original Lone Wolf sticks. This one is the 0.5 with 4 of the double sticks. And that one comes in 17 pounds. It's 18 on the dot.
And that's 4 sticks versus 3 sticks.
Yep, 4 sticks versus 3 sticks. These are the double steps from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. I would have thought the difference would have been that a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah. You got more sticks though.
Yeah, I do have a whole extra stick. So this one, 22 pounds exact, or 22.4.
5 pound difference.
Yeah.
All right guys, I'm just gonna run through my mobile setup. So last year I ran the Tethrd Phantom and have that for a saddle. I ran it with the Muddy Pro climbing sticks, and I had to run that with the Mystery Ranch pop-up 28 backpack. What I would do is put the Muddies in the meat shelf. I was able to put my saddle inside, put my camera arm in the side pocket here, and this was a pretty good run and gun setup for me. I ran this probably 35 sets last year. I actually started the year with the Predator pack I still run the Tethrd Predator for my saddle stand, my platform, and love it. It's light, but the Predator pack, you can't carry camera gear with it. So I had to run a fanny pack with it to put my camera in. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just found eventually that I liked having that bigger backpack to give me a place to put, you know, an extra jacket, my camera gear, fit the saddle actually inside of it instead of having to wear it in. Now this year I switched over and got the Tethrd One Sticks. The weight difference between the Tethrd Ones and the Muddies is pretty drastic. And with that weight difference, I think I can get back to running the Predator pack because they're going to be a lot easier to attach to sticks. It's going to be a lot less weight on a smaller pack, so you won't notice as much without having that frame. I also picked up the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5. And so I think what I might end up doing most of the time is running the Tethrds with the 0.5. The weight in that, with those two setups alone, is pretty incredible. And we'll weigh that and show you here in a second. But to put in perspective, the Tethrd ones with the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5 weigh less than the Muddies do by themselves. So my climbing sticks from last year weighed more than potentially my whole setup for this year is going to weigh. So that's a big game changer. Weight's not, you know, end all be all, but you know, when it's cold and you're walking 1.5 miles to your stand in the morning, and eventually you start to get tired of lugging all that extra weight. It wears on you. Another thing you're going to see here is the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0. This is John Schultz's setup. John wasn't able to make it today, but we'll show you kind of the size and weight difference between the 1.0 and the 0.5. I did run the Lone Wolf Custom Gear Pocket Arm this year, or last year. Fell in love with that. If you're going to do any self-filming, I can't recommend that more. The difference is in most camera arms you have a base, you have a shoulder, you have the arm, and you have a ratchet strap. So when you go to this pocket arm, it's now all one piece. You no longer have to deal with the base. You no longer have to dig out the shoulder out of your backpack underneath your camera and make a bunch of noise. You don't have to deal with cranking a ratchet strap in the morning. It's so quick to put up, so fast, so light. I'm just not sure how it could get any better. I really enjoyed having that in my arsenal. I'm probably gonna stick to being a saddle guy. I love my Phantom. It, to me, is the easiest way to self-film. Just like Michael said, you got that camera now in front of you and your bow also in front of you. So it makes it very easy to control the camera and grab your bow still. So that's probably gonna be my go-to, but I did want to get a stand, to have the ability to maybe sit a little longer and relax on days I might be out there longer, so I did get the 0.5. But we'll take you through the weight on some of these and show you the size comparison, and maybe you'll pick up one for yourself, so we'll see. All right, first thing we're gonna weigh is the Muddies. This is 4 Muddy Pros with the ropes. 12 flat, 12 pounds. This is 3 Tethrd ones with the attachment rope and 3 aiders. One is a double step aider. We'll show you that here in a minute. .6. So this gets you to the same height as that, but this is 3 pounds and that is 12 pounds. These are way more expensive than those, so you're going to save a lot of money if you get the Muddies. They're phenomenal sticks. I ran them for multiple years. The attachment method on the Muddies is second to none in my opinion with the cam cleat. But you know, saving 9 pounds in just your sticks, still getting a simple attachment method, that is pretty much why I switched to these. We'll weigh these just for fun. This is 3 Lone Wolf Custom Gear double steps with aiders. £6 pounds. So 3 Lone Wolves are double the weight of 3 Tethrds. This is the 0.5 by itself. .6 pounds. How I'm planning to run the 0.5 with the Tethrds is through these Titan straps. And I'll go ahead and put these on real quick, but so the Titan strap's holding to the bottom of the seat, which leaves your shelf open to run your pack. Total weight. So this is like one of the craziest things you're about to see, but total weight. It's 10.4 pounds. That's your full setup. It's probably getting you about 17 feet in the tree. It couldn't be a smaller profile, and you're saving a ton of weight. So last year, my muddy sticks alone weighed more than this whole setup. And to me, that's a big game changer. It allows me to get a lot farther in the woods, get tired a lot less, not sweat as much. Again, you don't need to spend money on lighter setups, but in the long run, if it's something you want to invest in and something you're going to spend a lot of time with, definitely recommend it. It's going to be a game changer for sure. All right, this is the Predator platform in the Predator pack. .3. So your weight difference, you run the Predator versus the 0.5, you're probably right about 3 pounds. So this with the tethered sticks, you're probably gonna knock on the door of 7 pounds. The 0.5 with the sticks, you're right at 10. So have a full stand and sticks for 10 pounds, or have the Predator and the sticks for 7 pounds. I don't know, it's a toss-up. The one thing I will say about running the saddle is I end up running this pack pretty much every time. And I mean, to add in the weight of the pack, and that pack alone is 7 pounds. It's not much of a weight difference is my point. So regardless of any of these, they're gonna be light, they're gonna be quick, they're gonna be mobile. But I mean, that about wraps it up. We'll weigh this 1.0 for you, just to put in perspective. But the 1.0 with the 3 Lone Wolf Custom Gear double steps came out to be 17 pounds before we unpacked it. The camera arm is probably, just guessing, 2 pounds. We can weigh that, but that pretty much wraps up our mobile setup video. I appreciate you guys watching. Check it out. You got any questions, please just comment below. We'll try to answer the best we can. Give you different viewpoints and perspectives on these. We've all been hunting with a little different setup, so hopefully we can answer that for you. And if you like the content, please subscribe. We'll see you later.